lineup. Will McDonough, Hedman, and Ruda, do you think they'll be good to go for the playoffs when they start, or is it more managing those guys?
I don't know. I hope so. So we're planning on it, but we'll have to see.
Eric Erlinson.
So obviously it's a unique situation playing these guys twice before you face them in the playoffs here. Game kind of got away from you and you expect some of that stuff. Does that really carry over in message sending, tone setting, all that stuff that, happens and it gets talked about a lot?
I don't know. These are games 55 and 56. They're not games 1 and 2 of the playoffs. So I'm sure guys be a little bit more careful than otherwise they probably would in a situation like this. So I don't know. I don't think, I guess we'll have to see, but we usually, like, the physicality may stay the same, but I don't know, maybe the recklessness probably won't be there as much.
Adam Cena.
John, it seemed that the Shen goal kind of brought you back within a goal, and then there was that weird, goal that kind of flipped up in the air and into the net. How does did that kind of affect you guys at all? When you kind of come back and then something weird like that happens.
Well, it doesn't help. Yeah, it was. We just got some tough, probably a couple tough bounces. The fifth one's a really tough bounce. But we liked our game. We were working hard. We did a lot of good things, and probably a little bit of I don't want to say it was a backbreaker, but that was a tough one. And I think what the tougher one was, they scored right after that. And we'd won a face-off. We had full possession of the puck, and then we just turn it over and get scored on. So I think those two together right at the end of a period, that made it a little tough on us.
Eric Erlinson.
You've talked a lot about wanting to be more disciplined and trying to stay out of the box. Is there a concern on your part with some of the penalties you're taking, a lot of the stick tight penalties, the ones that you really want to try and avoid? Or do you think that once you get to next weekend, whenever it starts, that your team is understanding?
Like which ones are you concerned about?
Well, like the Palat cross check at a time where you guys are kind of gaining some momentum, that kind of took some momentum away from you, and those kind of calls.
Yeah,
the high sticks.
Palat's an honest player. That was, guys were competing. You could tell when he did it, he didn't mean to do that. So, yeah, again, discipline's a big part of the playoffs, and as to Ed's question, I'm sure both teams will be a little bit more careful when that time comes.
Joe Smith.
Hey, John, was the Hedman injury something that happened last game, or something you've been lingering, you're trying to manage for a bit here?
I don't know. When Hetty gets up, you can ask Hetty.
Thank you, Coach, for your time.
Yeah.